Paddington Bear once said, "I always keep a marmalade sandwich in my hat, just in case of emergencies." Today, we're not going to be making marmalade sandwiches, but we are going to be making a marmalade chocolate pie pastry. Okay, the first thing I have here is some cream cheese that that is at room temperature. It's softened and I can mix it up. And we need about 2 or 3 teaspoons of grated, it did not say zested, but grated orange peel. So we're gonna, and remember when you're grating, when you're working with fruit, you don't want to get into that pith because it makes it bitter. So we're just gonna lightly, oh, it smells good, lightly grate this. We'll see what we have here. Okay, so here's 1 teaspoon. That's another teaspoon, and I think that's just plenty. It says 2 to 3. We don't need to, that's pretty close. And we're going to mix this all together, all evenly together. That looks yummy. It smells really good. We'll put that to the side. The next step is we've got some orange marmalade here, which smells delicious. You can get this in the grocery store. We're going to put this in this double boiler bain-marie,
bain-marie,
and heat that up till it melts just a little bit, just a few, it's not going to take long. And I've got just water, and I've heated that up. I'm just going to heat it up again and let this melt a little bit. And while that's melting, I'm going to go get the pie crust. Subscribe! This pie crust has been in the refrigerator. I made this pie crust. And there's a video where you can watch it. So this is rolled out about 10 inches, I would say 10 to 12 inches. We're going to spread this over this pie crust evenly. Like I said, this pie crust has been in the refrigerator for quite a while. If you tried to do this with not cold pie crust, it would be breaking. So you just want to make sure that it's cold but not frozen. Make sure to remember that this pan is hot. Turn that buckets off. So you can see this is nice and smooth, and I can brush this on. So I'm going to brush that right over that cream cheese. Just brush this over just like we did with the cream cheese. We're just gonna make sure we get that evenly spread out. And I'm working quickly because I don't want my pie dough to get too warm. Probably will end up putting it back in the refrigerator. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take a pizza cutter and try to make 16 wedges out of this. So now we've got, that's 8, so we're going to do right here. Where is this one? Yep. So I think that's 16. Yay me. Woo! Now we're going to take our chocolate chips, and I really think these are too big. I think I want to put this back in the refrigerator for a minute. And I'm going to chop those chocolate chips up just a bit. Okay, so I'm going to just cut these up a little bit because they feel like they're too big for rolling those things up. So I have I have some, it's called for dark chocolate, but all I had was bittersweet, so I've mixed in some bittersweet chocolate and some milk chocolate, and it's just like anything with chocolate. This is a matter of taste. So I've got a little bit of sweet and a little bit of bitter, which should balance it out. Okay, we'll leave that. That's kind of a better, they're not all huge. All right, we're gonna wait about 5 minutes and let that cool in there. So we're going to spread these out on each individual piece as evenly as we can. I'm starting off with a small amount, and then I'll go back around and hit them again just so we can get them as even as possible. Okay, there, I think that looks great. And then we're going to roll these up from the smallest point and put them right there. Just want to carefully roll these up, don't squish the dough. Okay, I'm going to put these back in the refrigerator and show you how to make a cool topping to put on top of any pie crust. And they've cooled off. Now we're going to just take a little bit of our sugar and cream concoction, and we're going to brush each one of these just a little bit on the tops, down the sides of the dough. I have the oven heating at 350. Okay, and now these are ready. We're gonna cook. Hello, Rufio. What are you doing? Okay, and then I'm going to take a little bit of baker's sugar, turbinado, and just sprinkle the tops of those just to give them a little texture on the top. Yum. Okay, and we're going to put these in for I think 20 to 25 minutes. I'm going to put the timer on for 15 so I can keep an eye on them, and we will be back. Okay, so it's actually been about 30 minutes. They took a little bit longer to cook, but I think these look divine. They're nice and brown. The crust is nice and crunchy on the top, not too crunchy. And what we want to do, I need a spatula, is get these on a cookie sheet immediately so they don't sweat on the bottom. So when you're making pie dough like this away from a pie, you want to make sure that you get those out in the air. Those are our marmalade chocolate pie crust pastry, and we're going to wait about 10 minutes and then we're going to taste them. But they're browned nicely on the bottom. Oh, they look very, very good. Okay, so these have been sitting for about 10 minutes, and we're going to give one of these a try. These look great. I don't know if you can hear that. Can you hear that? Crunch, crunch, crunch. I have a sugar glaze that I put on, and it makes this crust, it elevates it even further. All right, let's take a bite. Wow. Look at that. And the orange flavor comes through. It's subtle, but it's definitely there. And I really like the way I use the chocolate, the bitter, and it's a perfect balance. And that sugar crunch on the top is divine. Those are awesome. Really delicious. Let me know how it turns out in the comments below. Thank you.